Hello everyone, welcome back to Mindful and Mellow. Today we're going to continue using the Pride Tarot deck for Pride Month. We are going to do an intuitive tarot reading. We will clarify with the Robin Wood Tarot deck. We will start with one Romance Angels Oracle card, and we will also start with one Whispers of the Ocean Oracle card. So let's jump right into it. We'll see what intuitively comes up. Since it doesn't really matter about shuffling these, I'm just going to kind of cut the deck here. Okay, so the message is childlike devotion. You are multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. Okay, good to know. Good to kind of remember and do. Let's do the Whispers of the Ocean. I'm sorry, these are the Romance Angels ones. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. Okay, so be who you are. Embrace and love who you are, and kind of recapture romance by allowing your inner spirit to shine. All right, so let's pull. Let's use the Pride Tarot deck. We're going to do. So we'll pull your current energy. We'll pull a message from Spirit, and then we'll we'll also ask for some guidance on what you don't see coming. Okay, so current energy, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I love that. We also have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so some offer could be coming quickly, very soon. And it's going to take some of your time and devotion with this Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles could be someone from a prior team, maybe somebody you've worked with in the past. I'm sorry, what were we calling this column? Message from Spirit is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. We have the Strength card. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, really, so we have two major arcana cards, phenomenal cards, the Strength and the Wheel of Fortune. And then, what you don't see coming, we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Judgment card, and I'm going to cover this up with a Splenda packet because there is some perceived nudity there as she's jumping out of this hot cauldron. So remember, the Judgment card is kind of like that rebirth. In the traditional decks, it does typically show it as spirits kind of rising out of graves, out of their coffins. They're reborn, so to speak. They're reemerging in their new self. So I hope that this doesn't impact any ability for the video to upload, because I'm telling you, sometimes they can be a pain in the butt about this. And then lastly, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so current energy. Current energy is one about embracing some sort of a brand new beginning or some sort of money that's coming towards you. So, if you've encountered, the Ace of Pentacles before or even more recently, that typically this is about a new source of income. This could be a new job, a new offer, or something beginning like with a side hustle. Could be as simple as like a new contract with a new, a new vendor, a new distributor, or something like that, all on that line. It is quite lucrative. It could also be a side gig that you're starting that also embraces a lot of a need in the community is kind of what I'm getting. And maybe that's something that kind of brings you additional resources and funds into your monthly budget. So that could be a really wonderful thing. It could just also be a brand new beginning kind of coming towards you very quickly. The Eight of Wands, these wands are flying through space. They're moving at fast speed. So this could be about, change, moving on, moving into something new, something coming and suddenly and unexpectedly, right? These are very fast, very quick messages, all right, that are coming at you. And then the Three of Pentacles is also about very focused, diligent work. So maybe you've been focusing on something, you've been partnering together with another party, maybe friends, maybe somebody at work. You kind of been focusing on something and really kind of giving it your time and attention. This is definitely kind of exhibiting and displaying that craft and that expertise that you have. So I'm definitely very work kind of related oriented vibe here, but I love seeing the Ace of Pentacles. I definitely have seen that a lot lately in some readings. So wonderful to kind of see that again. In the messages from Spirit, I think this is the reminder that we all need rest from time to time, right? So this could be, if there's something busy coming into your life, or you're going to be busy, you're getting busy, you're busy now, the message from Spirit is don't forget to rest. Be able to take some time, some downtime recharge your batteries, okay? Not only is that healthy and needed, but it also allows us to kind of rest our mind and be more creative. So sometimes like this could even apply to, meditation, kind of going within, silent, quieting the outside world, going within, and just kind of, embracing that moment of peace and tranquility. Sometimes those are when we have some of the best ideas. You ever have some great idea where like when you're in the shower or you're driving the car? It's because you're doing something that, doesn't require a lot of your thought and attention. And sometimes we can kind of zone right out. We can have music in the background. We can also just be focused on what's going on around us. And it can really be a wonderful thing. So this is that reminder from Spirit to make sure you're taking that time. Make sure you're taking that time to rest. Appreciate everything that's going on around you. Meditate, do some yoga, whatever it is. Make sure you're getting your sleep, because I'm definitely feeling like you're very busy. You're very focused on something. And it's definitely taking a lot of your time and energy. But again, I think the value in that is that we often have some of our best ideas when we quiet our mind, when we least expect it, when we're sitting in silence, when we are embracing the quiet, or kind of we're kind of in almost like a meditative state. Like sometimes when you're driving, it's I know that sounds bad in a lot of ways, but not always. The Strength card comes in as a reminder from Spirit that you have everything you need. You are a strong individual person, and you also have everything it takes to achieve whatever it is that you desire. So if you're receiving this message is coming in quickly, and there's any doubt in your mind, this is from Spirit is telling me that don't have any doubts, because you have the strength, you have the ability, and you have the confidence within you to do whatever it is that is being presented to you. So remember, there's nothing that is outside of you. Everything is within you, and you also have the ability to really rise to the occasion. Just as she is kind of reaching into this lion's mouth, she's doing so in a very calm and diligent demeanor. She's also kind of has the vibration of confidence, and you can see in this case the lion is really embracing that and is really responding to that. So another reminder from the law of attraction that people respond and people act in regards to what we expect from them. They align with our beliefs and assumptions, okay? So what are your beliefs and assumptions? Okay, and then lastly, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is things are turning in your favor. This is the time, if you are presented with an opportunity, the message from Spirit here is this is things are working in your favor. This is all for you. And this is kind of, if you were looking for, do I jump on this opportunity? Do I take that? Do I respond to the messages? Do I respond to whatever this is? This is definitely saying without a doubt, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so what you don't see coming, this is a brand new passion. This is someone who's coming in hot. They're coming in like excited with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And that could be part of the reason like why you're feeling some doubt. And again, that kind of draws me back to the Strength card and kind of the message from Spirit. So, the Knight of Swords, he kind of moves very quickly, and sometimes without a lot of forethought into the implications of doing so, right? So this is also about, be consciously aware of people who move very quickly and maybe erratically and maybe, kind of like a bull in a china shop is kind of what I'm getting. So, that might not be your style. You might have to pull back a little bit and slow down, okay? But, and I got to cover this up so that it doesn't hit the screening algorithms on, YouTube and TikTok and so forth, because it will. But in this instance of the Judgment card, she is rising out of this cauldron. There's a lot of bright colors, as you can see, yellows and oranges here, really kind of exhibiting kind of what we know as a traditional meaning, which is kind of like a rebirth and kind of like emerging from the flames and kind of coming into something brand new. Okay, so what you don't see coming is whatever this opportunity is, it could really, not only is everything working in your favor and it's an extremely lucky period of time for you, but it could also bring it have you emerge into something completely brand new. You might be like really reinventing yourself in a lot of ways. You might find in a couple of months that the person you are, as after this you jump on this potential opportunity, is not the person that you were before. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling a very strong sense of that. I'd feel it more with like some sort of something going on in your life more so than like a relationship. But and the Queen of Swords is, she's articulate and she is clear and decisive, okay? So I do feel like what you don't see coming is this could kind of be you. You might look back and realize, you are very clear, concise, articulate, and you, again, I'm kind of coming back to this, with the strength card, is not only do you have the confidence and the ability and the awareness to kind of carry on and do whatever it is that you need to do, and meet those obligations that are being presented to you, but the Queen of Swords is also somebody who's extremely articulate, well-spoken, so you might even kind of impress yourself. You might even have these opportunities where you're like, geez, I feel really kind of good about this. That might be something you're thinking of there, to be quite honest with you. So, you know what I did? I went into the Pride deck and I pulled out the deck of cards, but I had the Robin Wood Tarot deck of cards in there. So let's do some clarifications. Let's see if we can clarify. Let's use the Robin Wood, the Pride deck, actually, because I did use the Robin Wood Tarot deck. Let's use that and see what we can kind of clarify your current energy. Let's see what that is. Current energy. Okay, the Judgment card. So we have the Judgment card and something you don't see coming. So this is kind of like the rebirth. Look how different this card looks from the other one, though. I mean, it's a very different illustration. One, there's no nudity, so I don't have to cover it up with the Splenda packet. But also, it's just it's a little bit more of the these three females, or these three individuals kind of rising out of the clouds and kind of being reborn. So very new concept. So again, whatever is coming at you, there's a lot of things coming at you, but whatever this opportunity is, you will feel reborn. It could be something completely different from anything you've ever done, and I'm getting that quite strongly. Let's clarify the message from Spirit. Okay, so the message from Spirit is the Page of Wands. So again, we kind of have like the Page of Wands is all about like someone coming in with a message, a very strong message, but it's also a very strong period of time where we have a lot of passion and energy. So this could be someone, again, kind of presenting something to you is what I'm getting here. So he's kind of like the Page of Wands is not too unlike the Knight of Wands, okay, in terms of the energy level that they have. And tell us more about the message, what we don't see coming. What we don't see coming. I have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles is an interesting one because I feel like typically this means more like, either holding on or kind of, reining something in. This could be you needing to rein something in a little bit, particularly as it relates to this Knight of Wands. You might not see this person, you might not see them coming now, but they're going to come in strong, they're going to be coming in hot. You might almost need to rein it back in. So, if they're looking for you to invest a lot or whatever it might be, or really kind of dedicate time, if they're looking for a lot of time or monetary commitment, you might have to kind of rein it in a little bit and then just kind of, see if you can kind of talk them down a little bit more. So I'm going to pull another one, though, for each. So let's kind of do another Four of Pentacles. I just shuffle the deck a little bit. Read the Magician. Okay, so the Magician is all about creation. This illustration is very different from the other ones we've seen, though, isn't it? So, but ultimately, I think what you don't see coming here is, some sort of creation, some sort of brand new beginning. So if I draw that connection with the current energy, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Magician. So this is all about creating something brand new. So if you're trying to create a new opportunity, a new line of, a new stream of income, whatever that might be, I definitely feel like there may be tremendous success here. And a reminder that not only are you strong and confident, not only do you have the strength and the confidence, you have all the tools that you need. Okay? Tell us more about the messages from Spirit. Tell us more about the messages from Spirit. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is all about, remember to find balance. So I'm definitely kind of getting, this is a very busy time and there's going to be a lot going on. And what I'm getting here is from the message from Spirit is remember, take that time out and make sure you're balancing work with play, because you can fall into this scenario where whatever this opportunity is, it might require a lot of your time and attention, which is wonderful and sometimes very necessary for long-term success, right? But this is the reminder to make sure you're balancing work and play and making sure that you've got appropriate periods of rest in your life. And then lastly, let's kind of come back to the Judgment card, the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles, and say, tell us more about your current energy. And for the current energy, again, we have the Strength cards. So 2 Strength cards. Very different. This time she's on a lion and she's in the water. So there's this dolphin swimming behind her, okay? But notice here too that this is one of the cards in this deck that has the infinity symbol up above. So the infinity symbol is like an unbroken chain. And it's also things about infinite possibilities, infinite, options. Okay, so that's a wonderful thing to kind of keep in mind here. So, you have infinite possibilities and there's infinite versions of you. It's all a question of which ones do you want to embrace and which ones do you want to embody. Okay. So with that, I thank you for being here. Very exciting time. I love this reading. It looks very, very positive for anybody who's, being presented with a new opportunity. Anybody who is, looking for something to do. You're certainly not going to be bored, that's for sure. So with that, I thank you for being here. I'll be back again soon.